Day 3 of the open qualifier here in August for WGL. Still the open section. We go into the round of 16 and we are in Group D for Anxi versus PCG first, and then going into Moon versus 14 Sway. Two Chinese undeads facing each other. Both, I guess, at the tier 3 at the moment, right? Like, they kind of surpassed TBC, especially Anxi. This qualifier season, pretty good results so far. Defeating Foggy last time, taking a map off of Moon this time. I like his performance so far. PCG, he's kind of a troll, I feel. We don't know too much about him, but yeah, this is like the feeling of my gut about Anxi, about PCG.
Yeah, and the mirrors, of course, all our favorite matchup. But we see a different builds here from these two players. We have Lich first on Anxi's side and DK first for PCG. I think Gargs and Frostrooms are coming much more back into the meta. I mean, you're basically an Undead Mirror expert now. How was it in those games?
We haven't seen too many Gargs. We have seen a lot of Gargs by Luna on day 1, but that was against Night Elf. In a lot of these Undead Mirrors, I haven't seen Gargs, no.
Okay. Maybe that is more of a Europe ladder specialty still. I know Sheik loves playing them a lot. And on ladder as well, if you watch streams like Happy's and other undeads on Netties, there's actually quite a bit of that going on, but perhaps not in the pro circuit just yet. Did we thank Wedgeout already, by the way? I'm not quite sure.
Yes.
If we didn't, Wedgeout, thank you very much for the 6 months. Level 2 now for the Lich.
He stole a creep.
Backpack on the ghouls. Yeah, he stole the Ogre Warrior on the other side. So I think this is the way you're supposed to play against Lich first. Is very aggressive with the DK, sacrificing levels early on from the DK player side, especially with the Tet Fiend build order, is the right idea. Early level 3 Lich with boots can be super strong in this matchup, and that is supposed to be prevented for as long as possible. Speaking of Lich first mass ghoul players, Mad Frog, thank you very much for the host. Well, actually, he's a Dreadlord first player, but he's been switching it up lately, I think.
Especially the Gargs, man. That's his thing, of course. Thank you, Frog. Nice to see you grind the Twitch streams and the Battle.net ladder so much these days.
So the question always is with the Lich Ghoul opening, is it actually going to be all the way Ghouls, Gargs, Frostworms to the end? Which usually is not the case. Or is it going to be a transition into Fiends? Looks like the transition into Fiends is coming in with the Graveyard on the way. But more importantly, no second Crypt. If you want to go Ghouls, Gargs, you really do need that second Crypt. But seems like, yeah, Anxi is going to be going towards his own Fiends here. The race to level 3 is what is the big deal here.
A player's forces are under attack.
But so far, DK only level 1, Lich only level 2. Pretty slow progress here early on.
Yeah, except for the Lich, I guess. Level 2.3. He's out leveling his opponent pretty hard with the usage of a lot of mana, of course. But thanks to eating the skeletons, he's at a good mana pool, can use 2 more Novas, and is soon ready for the level 2. And now PCG has the problem of arriving at tier 2 and having a level 1 DK, no aura. And he kind of has to get a second tier with the Lich as well, otherwise his Nova is going to be weaker than his opponents, and you kind of never want that. Anxi also, with good scouting, knows, okay, my opponent's on the other side of the map, I can easily creep that, and that's his level 3.
It's going to be a very big power spike for him. An interesting build here on tier 2 by PCG, going Slaughterhouse and Ziggurat and 4 Fiends before Lich. So yeah, this Lich will absolutely be very late. Basically, we'll be coming out with the Orb. PCG didn't know where the opponent was for a little while, but now he finds him. Big last hit right here. That would be level 3 for the Lich. DK almost walks into a surround, but doesn't really get surrounded. Nova onto the Fiends now instead. PCG holding on to his mana for a long time. And with the Lich now out of mana for the most part, these Fiends should be safe. PCG pretty bold. Still not using any coils. Okay, here's one. Realizes Lich is going to have another Nova very soon. So I think 2 ghouls died there, right? So decent creepjack, but levels are starting to become an issue for PCG now.
And we have the coil ready. DK stepped out of the altar. The rock column is still up for ghouls. Of course, can't be coiled or Nova or anything. Does he have the time for the right clicks? Yep, but that DK soaking up half the experience, so it's not level 3 for the Lich, but a couple of skeletons, like 2 skeletons, will be enough for that. And we have a second Crypt Remo by Anxi.
Oh, wow. Going late with it. I guess you don't need it that early. You really don't need Gargs for a while. It's mostly ghouls you need, and Gargs only later on against the destroyers. However, Gargs on this map can be really nice for creeping the drakes at the fountains, but that won't be done just yet. Final level 3 now for the Lich. All ghouls at home for Anxi, so he is creeping very, very slowly. Good old Ogre Lord trick is kind of what I'm expecting. Pretty easy to pull in the middle. I think this is a little bit imbalanced here on CH. This is a little bit too easily doable, right? With the taverns around.
Yeah, but it can get punished as well. I like it to, like, I like that you have to keep an eye on the middle, basically since the beginning of tier 2. If you punish, like, if you see that early, you will be there in a couple of seconds, and that's not enough time to kill the Lord, usually, because he's kind of slow, and you have to get the surround done, and then put the damage in. And especially for Undead, can be stolen rather easily, or you do a lot of damage, especially with ghouls against fiends, so it's a unique thing that CH has. I like it, kind of.
True, I guess. Makes for interesting, you know, encounters in the middle of the map.
Yeah, it's a little bit, especially in Undead Mirrors, it's a little bit like the marketplace on Echo Isles, where sometimes there's these long and worn out fights about the Ogre Lord. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Some races do have a big advantage though, especially Orc with Ensnare. Very easy to get that and surround it, and usually Orc units are beefy enough that they don't die too easily to a Creepjack. Also possibly Keeper with Entangle, but not really a factor here now, is it? Dark Ranger 3rd for PCG. I'm never a fan of this hero against Mass Guards. Like, she can silence the Lich, which is kind of okay, but Dark Arrow on paper seems like it makes sense against ghouls, but it doesn't. Like, you get some ghoul kills, I guess, and it turns into some skeletons, but you can't really damage the ghouls too well with them. They're just too fast, the Frenzy Ghouls. Which will be coming in. Frenzy Ghouls on the way, Frostworm on the way, Gargs on the way. And never sleep on this strategy. If this strategy falls behind, it actually still has great comeback mechanism. Talking about the Ghouls and Gargs here. I know we rarely see it on pro play, but you need to play very specifically against it. You need to make sure this army doesn't reach 70 supply upward. It's kind of funny. Usually super late game, Frenzy Ghouls are never really good. But against Mass Fiends, they are actually really good, surprisingly. In lower numbers though, probably PCG is going to have the upper hand, but of course not only about supply, also about levels. Especially high level on the Lich for the Garg player is the goal, level 4 and onward. To which he's pretty close now. Both players at the fountains. PCG with Lionhorn. That's a very nice one actually.
Scourge Bone Chimes for Anxi here. At this stage, pretty good. The Gargs attacking the Destroyer, get some HP back. The Ghouls get some HP back. Could be sold later. Level 3 for the DK as well. Level 4 for the Lich. But PCG is making a move into his opponent's base, where 2 Gargs are coming out. 50 supply only. Can't break upkeep. 60 almost by PCG already. Hunting some Ghouls right there. TP immediately. That should force the counter TP, I guess.
Actually taking this fight?
Yeah, looks like it, man. Not enough web, apparently. The first destroyer is about to go down, but so is the worm, and he dies right away. Where was the coil? First destroyer gone. The fiends, though, are suffering hard against these ghouls. There was the coil, but the destroyers are out of that fight. That means the major damage of these Gargs is gone, but they did their job. They did exactly what they were there for. And now the ghouls and the heroes have to carry against the fiends, and they do that job nicely as well. Why in the fuck is PCG fighting into his opponent's base? That makes no sense at all.
I see this over and over. I had an Undead Mirror also on this map not too long ago. It was WFZ versus someone, and he did exactly the same thing. Like, PCG can be lucky with how that went. This was actually a very bad ghoul micro on Anxi's side. You have to attack the fiends that's closest to your ghouls and then move from one to one. You know, kill the first, kill the next, and so on. But he attacked the one that was in the back. So his ghouls went around the whole black citadel, then started attacking that one. Then that fiend died, then he attacked the one on the other side. The ghoul, once again, walked around the whole black citadel. So there was a lot of damage wasted. The Frostworm getting webbed there was a big deal. Also, Dreadlord missing. Usually you want to have the Dreadlord against the DK to prevent the coil with a well-timed sleep. If you do it perfectly, even in the Dispel, it won't be quick enough normally. But yeah, he doesn't go for the Dreadlord, so could have been handled there a little bit better by Anxi, certainly. But he's still in this game. Never sleep on this strategy, guys. I will keep on telling you over and over. He goes for the Dark Ranger instead. Has the same purpose on level 1 with disabling the DK's healing with the silence, but doesn't provide the aura, obviously.
Second crypt now by PCG for mass fiends, trying to counter this mass Gargs. Wouldn't it be time for Anxi to switch to fiends as well? Oh, is there as well? Like, what?
No, I was saying Banshee House. Yes.
Time for a Banshee House. Okay.
What PCG should be doing.
Ooh,
all silence on the DK, and here comes the damage. Big Swallow the Beast, by the way, a lot of it getting the spell, but now the slow is coming in, and these fiends still fighting against the creeps. 2 fiends already dead. No return kills just yet. A PCG. If only he had listened to my cries. Never sleep on this strategy. 1 bad creep jack, 3 fiends die, and suddenly all the anti-air is gone.
Okay. And now the Destroyers will suffer again. So is the DK. There's no TP, no potion on him. Pure focus. Could be an opening to snipe a worm, but absolutely not, man. Invo potion on the Lich. Should be triggered very soon. There we go. Destroyers super low. Silence on the DK.
Though. DK for Anxi is still being slowed. Could this be a kill? This was a little bit dangerous. With a Nova coming in from the Lich, this could have perhaps been the kill right there, but he gets away. Anxi is playing without a TP. That's a little scary. But that was a great trade for him. Picked off 4 fiends there, I think it was. Maybe a statue. Lost no worm, only a couple of Gargs. That's okay. And the more that levels rise here, the better it is for the Frostworm player. Because level 5 Lich is absolutely insane. Whereas level 5 DK, it's not bad. But is it that good? No, it's not. Normally, level 2 to level 3 coil doesn't make a big difference on fiends. On destroyers it might, but it's not about the destroyers. It's about the fiends. It's about fiends versus air. And the Lich for Anxi, look at his experience. 12 away. There's 1 green camp left, and then he has level 3 Nova with level 2 Dark Ritual. Oh, that is beautiful for the one who wields it and scary for the one who faces it.
I think the problem here for Anxi is that he doesn't get a critical mass of Frostworm, so to speak. He just doesn't have the damage yet to deal with everything at the same time. So he's not one-shotting things. There's always a chance to coil and stuff. Lich is, by the way, pretty damn scary for PCG. Plus 21. Sweet. When did he out-level him, like, PCG so hard? He's 2 levels ahead.
Fiend kills, maybe?
Probably. Level 5.
Yeah, level 5 Lich, that's the big deal here. We have a Shade as well, I guess, somewhere. Not trailing the army at the moment. We have 2 Shades, in fact, for Anxi. Not going into any more ghouls, by the way, just going pure air. Now we have 2 worms, right? Yeah, 2 frost worms, 1-0 upgraded. The fiends are at 0-0 only. Now, I see undeads doing this over and over, playing the Dark Ranger instead of Banshees. I think Banshees is much better with this style. Against the Frostworm. Just go dual hero and, you know, anti-magic on everything. Because this is the thing about Gargs and Frostworm play. There is never any destroyers either. Usually there's not. Meaning that Banshees can be serving a double purpose for anti-magic and curse. And that is really good. Oh my god. PCG, are you running into his base again? Without a TP this time, by the way.
He has a lot of consumables. And the strong Lich. And the
I
Lich
hate
should
that
be...
without consumables is Neo.
I know, that's why I'm using it more and more now. Nice Nova. There's no statue, so mana regen might be an issue. For PCG, we have that. Okay. Altar is down. That shouldn't be a big issue.
Yeah, PCG has a lot of time. He can even afford to lose that one crypt here. It's okay. He's waiting for the next Frostworm. And 3 Frostworm are very hard to take out once some Fiends start dying, which they certainly should.
So what is
PCG
he waiting for, really? His 60... I mean, there is a lot of web. So with a little kiting, you can get out of the Black Citadel's range, and you web all the air units to the ground, and then you should be able to fight. But against this level 5-4 hero combo is still so hard. These Novas, though, what do they really do?
I mean, he's, you know, he's draining some statue mana, and he's just sitting here anyways. Like, he may as well do this. He has great mana regen with the Dark Ritual. But yeah, the statues are absolutely working overtime. But it's okay. The Lich can spam these Novas. If he's dropping low on mana, he's going to eat 1 Gargoyle, and then he's going to be basically full mana again. Alright, now it's go time. Anxi running in with the ghouls, with everything. And here we go. Nova, right clicks, silence. A little bit too late there on the DK, but the first Fiend still dies. The spell not coming out on the DK. We have no destroyers here on PCG's side. And look at the Fiends dying. Frostworm, the first one, is going to start dropping low, but gets the coil there as well. Destroyer, low HP, already has been morphed now against the silence, but he is dead. Also, suddenly we're down to 3 Fiends. Oh no, it's 4 actually, excuse me. But more right clicks coming in, the Destroyer damage still pretty good. First Destroyer has actually, Frostworm I mean, has fallen. Perhaps PCG can fight here, but once the Fiends are gone, the fight is basically over and the game might be over. And wouldn't you know it, no Banshees, no chance.
That's the damage I was talking about. These one-shot nukes on the Fiends. Finally, we got it. Silence on both heroes. Nicely done. Input potion last second. Needs to stall the time for the coil. There we go. Statue falls as well, though. 57 air supply against 38 with a single Fiend left, which is pretty much not left, but rebuild. So he's trying to fight this again. Might get 2 kills on these Gargs, but that doesn't matter. Potion swap to the Lich, but he's just delaying the inevitable. PCG known for staying in games a little longer than he probably should. These 2 Frostworms, man. They're so good. 1 Destroyer in the air again without a single Garg. This is just all fodder. He's kiting him into his own base. But this fight is won. And another Frostworm is coming already.
Yeah, he stayed pretty close in supply, so PCG didn't immediately lose the game. Kudos to him. This could have gone worse. But I don't know that the next fight will be looking differently. This would be the natural time now to start up an expansion, with Anxi probably realizing he won the last engagement. Oh, he's low on lumber, though. Oh, he's too low. He lost all the ghouls earlier. That's a little awkward.
But still the levels, man. 5. It's so far away for the DK still. He just doesn't get killed. I mean, he took out a couple of Gargs, but Gargs don't give that much experience. We have 3 Worms, by the way, hidden with a 1-0 upgrade. So nice. Rebuilding the second crypt to be able to mass these Gargs again. And he's pooling some gold as well. Since he didn't use too many consumables, there's no TP on him, only a heal scroll. That might be an issue. But again, just level 2 Nova.
PCG is now going to be the one to send out the Acolyte and set up the new Haunted Gold Mine. Shade should certainly scout this. We still have 2 Shades out on the map. Also, no reveals against them at all. This is also a bit of an oversight, honestly, by PCG. I'm feeling kind of mean. I'm feeling pretty critical, but
you,
honest opinion,
Remo, no. You criticizing pro players for decisions? Since when are you doing that? Are you a little bit in a bad mood or something? I've never heard you doing this.
Maybe I see myself in him. I have struggled against this Garg Frostworm strat a long-ass time, and in my opinion it comes down to 2 main things. First, don't go 3rd hero, and secondly, go Banshees. Which is probably my advice for every single match.
Against Night Elf as well?
No, other than Night Elf. Not against Night Elf. But I mean, seriously, they're so good here. You prevent the Frostworm damage and you prevent the Nova damage. Yeah. And then you can just stand there and fight. And nothing's totally taking damage.
And you also have the curse. I mean, not on everything, and it will be dispelled by the Destroyers as long as they are there. But if the Destroyers are gone and the Lich has curse on him, That's a big deal.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Usually with this build, with the Frostworm strat, there is no slaughterhouse. There is no statues. There's no destroyers.
Yeah.
So Curse on Frostworms plus Lich is like insane value.
We are getting a lot of followers here, so thank you very much for that. We're still on the road to 75,000 Twitch followers. So if you want to help us out, click that button in the upper...
75,000. That's like 1/3 of mine's population.
Wow. Pretty crazy. Imagine, they're all watching you. This is like the stadium of Borussia Dortmund, pretty much.
Damn, it's a big stadium.
That is a big stadium. Have you been there?
Nope.
It's huge!
Big attack coming in. We have 4 friggity Frostworms against 4 Fiends. Oh, that the numbers spell disaster.
Indeed.
It's 5 Fiends, actually, but it's still pretty bad. Yeah, I mean, at this point, it really is a numbers game. 64 versus 50. I mean, you know, PCG, he's gonna try. Neo, you want to bet on the outcome of this fight?
Nah. Nah. Yeah, okay, tell me my odds. I guess we don't have time for that. Actually, still not one-shotting the Fiends. Web is coming in. He's trying to kite a little, especially with this Destroyer, but yeah, he doesn't have infinite coils, that's for sure. He needs those Fiends. He doesn't have too many of them anymore. Oh, Worm, last second coil, well done. Destroyer is gone as well, and that goes for pretty much the entire army of PCG. Nova into the Frostworms, but again, a coil. Silence a little too late. That silence was nice on all 3 heroes, so he can't save the Lich, and it's GG as Anxi continues a solid run through these open qualifiers and taking map number 1.
Looked for him a little bit rough there after the early game, after the mid game. And then PCG decided to attack into the main base. And he did it twice, actually, funny enough. Pretty good execution by PCG, like it wasn't a complete micro disaster or whatever. But you need to go for the right build, my man. You need Banshees.
Yeah, I do agree. Let's see if he does a little better in map number 2 when he has map choice. We have the first result of another group of the lower bracket semifinal. Shao K versus Sari, and this Chinese org, which name I've never heard before yesterday, has won against Shao Kai, at least the first map.
Who is this kid?
You don't even know if it's a kid. Or is that just, you know, slang for player?
Yeah, I mean, kid doesn't have to necessarily be younger than 18, you know? He's just a kid. He's like a new kid on the block, you know?
That's correct.
So...
the game has started already, and we're waiting just a minute, and we will continue with map number 2.
As you must have seen, Neo, WoW Classic has been released, right?
Yeah.
And
good for
are you
the
playing
WoW
it? Of course you're not, neither am I. But there's a lot of streamers jumping on the WoW train. Yesterday, I think it was 800,000
I saw 960,000.
That's insane.
So close to a million.
Also, it's both insane. But you remember Al Kaiser, right? The Diablo streamer?
Of course, he's on time watching.
Dude, he's currently on a 37.5-hour stream.
This dude.
And I've always known that he's like this sick endurance monster, right? So I clicked in every, I don't know, couple of hours to see, is he sleeping now? Is he still active? But he's always there. He's always there, and he's more than 37 hours now, dude.
That's not healthy, man. Someone should tell him. He probably knows.
I think he's been doing this all his life, dude.
Can you share all of them?
He's been training for this, man.
Let's see, how many viewers does WoW have now? 380k, but I guess America is sleeping.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously gonna drop off. It's not gonna get as
yes, of course. But it's so cool to have this hype. And of course, we'll have the same hype for Reforged, and then we have a million Warcraft 3 viewers, and we're grinding, casting 40 hours straight, being on coke all the time. Dude, can you imagine we taking coke and then casting? That would be so hype. Oh my god, he's playing the Acolyte! Oh, look at this! Oh, he's building a crypt! Holy shit!
That would be the most fun cast for us ever.
For us? For sure.
We should do it. For everyone. I'm watching Alex stream right now. He is looking semi-dead though. He is looking half dead.
Wait a second, where is this?
How is he doing this? How can people... Like, I can't even stay up beyond, like, 30 hours, the absolute max.
What I really liked about the WoW relaunch, though, it went a little viral, this picture. I don't really know how it works, but apparently there's a quest monster and it spawns in intervals, so you have to share it basically with, like, the environment. And people were queuing for that.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
That was so cool, man. That was really nice. Like, faith in humanity restored a little.
But also means that, do they not have enough servers? Like, do they only have 5 servers, or what's going on?
I don't know how that works, man.
Yeah, I wonder how it's gonna be after, like, the hype's gonna be until, there's a lot of hype until the race for 60. I wonder what it's gonna be like after people have reached 60, you know?
I mean, there's always this first to slay boss XYZ runs.
Yeah. I mean, there's always, like, content records and stuff. But the race to 60 is gonna be the biggest one, I think.
I think so, too.
All right, we have a second game, though, Neo.
Yep.
Are you in the wiggity watchy?
Yes.
Nice. So, map 2, Terranos Stand, we have Anxi in the lead, which is perhaps a bit of a surprise. After all, PCG is the slightly bigger name. Anxi top left, still in the green. Perfectly fitting thematically as well. Remember, guys? Undeads in the campaign were green. I think in the first campaign, if I remember right. Playing the DK now, not going Lich first anymore with a Sacrificial Skull. Is that an expansion, or is this just a Lucifer Skull?
There's an Acolyte. Pretty sure that's an expansion. I've seen this a lot. Kind of surprised that a lot of Asian players do, or seem to do that with the DK. Not too many have the love for the Dreadlord. 120 does, obviously, but apart from that, not too many. And Anxi is, Anxi is going that route as well. It has been scouted by PCG, but again, it's a Fiend build. It's a slow build. He's teching already, so he's not counter-expanding for now. Maybe on tier 2, but whoa, the DK's inventory is sick for the Lich. Claws and Mantle on the other side. Pendant of Energy to heal against that additional damage.
Yeah, since there's no Dreadlord here on Anxi's side and no Lich, the offensive potential is pretty low. So I think PCG could look for a cancel, right? Walk up there with a whole bunch of skeletons, bring one Fiend or two, and then cancel the Haunted. I think that should be working out. In fact, he's bringing ghouls from the main, a lot of them. Skeleton may have seen this, passed by them, but was Anxi looking? Is the question. Not certain.
But there are some skeletons here for Anxi as well, and the ghouls are right there.
Wait, the Narrow Tower is going to be done. Okay.
Where's his Pendant of Energy? He sold it.
He sold the pendant! That is minus 200 points from the Undead Guild.
So here we go. The tower is ready. Oh, he's walking straight into a surround. How long can he go on? It's only level 1. He could just let him... Uh-oh, he's not level 1 anymore, so this has to be a TP. But, oh, he gets the cancel as well. Sweet. This delays Anxi's play by so much.
But PCG also slowed himself down. He brought all the ghouls from the main. He remade some later on, but he was without any lumber income for a very long time, so now he's arriving at tier 2. With only about 150 lumber, which is not that much, as he needs Lich, Slaughterhouse, tier 3, all that jazz.
Primo, there's this weird item on PCG's inventory, like bottom right.
Strongest item in the game, dude. Seriously overpowered.
Sunday.
Thank you, Matt Morris.
Sunday, Remo. People were actually arguing in chat, like a real discussion, that this item is really, really good.
Yeah, of course it is. Look at it, dude. 125 hit points? Wow. Wow. And you can deny units with it? Dude, it's insane.
Sometimes...
Look at this. Healing. Healing on everything.
Wow.
Jesus. I think it needs a nerf, honestly.
On the duration, or I mean on the The HP per second or on the total amount of regen?
Probably go down to 1 charge, right? Probably like at the moment it's 125 gold. Probably be like 275, in my opinion, right?
Okay, if you say so. I mean, your balance ideas are
something
always
needs to be done, dude. How has the meta been dominated by this item, dude? Seriously, it's insane.
In every single match, man, it gets really repetitive. So another push, and this haunted gold mine is still not done. There's no way to TP onto this, so the question is, how much damage can Anxi do? But there's a Lich to defend for PCG. Like, every single thing in this game is going well for PCG, I guess. This haunted...
This is super interesting. This is like a weird base trade now. This is like, yeah, StarCraft kind of game. Normally we don't have this. And the haunted gold mine is going to be taken out. 2 spirit towers finishing in the main. Can they deal with these ghouls? I think so. Lich actually gets killed in the back, but it's okay. It's level 1 hero. Oh, but now he's going for the haunted, and the haunted can't fall.
Nope. Then there's no income anymore. I mean, he can rebuild it, but he's trying to repair, taking out the tower first. Now he must TP. Does he have a TP? Oh, I don't think so. Ooh. He's killing every single acolyte against these towers. How is this working?
This is so strange. All right, I think he gets it now. Yep. Bye-bye, haunted. Oh, that hurts. God. That hurts a whole lot.
He's trying to take out the towers. Like, how is there enough damage?
Now it's time to TP, I think. Oh, he wants the spirit tower.
He wants to keep him supplies stuck.
Welcome.
Yeah, he wants to kill
the acolytes would be a massive deal as well.
He's trying to. He's going there. He's killing one. But the second one survives. I guess his idea was to kill the spirit tower so Anxi is supply stuck. And then he has to rebuild the haunted gold mine and a ziggurat and wait for 5 acolytes again.
Yeah,
that would have been crazy.
Sick.
Yeah.
What a weird game. That's cool.
What a weird game.
What an unusual game.
What an unusual game. Crystal Ball scouts the expansion. Anxi still with a lot of acolytes here to rebuild it. Has the resources as well. DK level 3. Finally teching. That's definitely lacking. Like, how much gold difference is there already? 8,700. Wow. Already 1,000 gold difference.
It's gonna be more than 2k. Ooh. Well. In what age is PCG gonna be, Neo?
A pretty hard age, maybe a
Stone Age,
maybe
dude. That used to be your.
I know. I wanted to build it a little, right? To give that time. I understand you, man. You don't have to explain.
We got no time here. We're back to Warcraft. We go, 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 go.
Okay, Remo got the coke. I'm still waiting for my delivery. PCG a little too early with the skeletons scouting. Oh, nice staff idea. To Nova the Acolyte. Okay. We know that there's 4 more. Somewhere. There were 4 more. Yeah, here in the base. Rushing tier 3. PCG is on level 3. Is still at tier 2, of course. Still waiting. Reminds me of a Sum 41 song. 8,700 gold here. 1.7. You're right with the 2k. Maybe even more.
Are they still active?
Sum 41? They just put out a new album, Remo, 4 weeks ago.
Wow.
Haven't heard it yet. Not interested to the slightest.
Man, can't wait to listen to that later on Spotify. Do you know the band Perfume Genius?
No. But the name is good.
I don't even know what to call their style. Like it's I want to say alternative rock, but it's not what you think of alternative rock. It's like not the weird quiet emo style. I really don't know how to describe them, but I think they're pretty cool. They make really unique music, and they are, however, one of those bands where there's always like 2 or 3 gems in an album, but the rest is kind of not trash, but way below that level.
Yeah.
But there's always a few really outstanding songs.
That's also why I think rock music should be a little more like hip hop. Like if you're not a band that does these big concept albums and stuff, you maybe should put out more singles and not force yourself to filler songs to create an entire album. I mean, that's what rap is doing, right? They do mixtapes and just shoot out singles one after another. And
But I mean, mixtapes are also usually like 10 songs at least, right?
yeah, but a mixtape is not an album, you know?
I was talking about that also not too long ago on stream. Like, what is really the difference between mixtape and album? Is it just the name? It's basically the same thing. It's a release of a record that has a number of songs on it that you created.
I'm not too sure if a mixtape is always for free. For me, it's like a mixtape is just... I sat down for a week, throw some stuff together, and this is just what I wanted to do.
You mean all the mixtapes you've made in your life?
Of course. I'm like pushing out content non-stop. And then an album is always like there's a deeper process behind it. It takes maybe half a year or a year. And
it seems like it's more serious and more well-developed and stuff like that. Yeah, but it's... At the same time, there don't seem to be too many differing characteristics. And speaking of quality, I can speak to Chance the Rapper, who has released multiple amazing mixtapes, and then his album was a bit of a doozy. But that's how it can go sometimes.
On that, or maybe it will, you know, in 2 years, people will say, hell yeah, that's a classic, we just didn't get it.
Maybe. So anyways, the expansion is going to be up again. So how much is the gold difference, by the way? About 2k. There's actually one acolyte missing in the main for Anxi. Good thing he's got 9 others to replace him, so his income is still very good. 27 supply for PCG, dude. He's in Struggle City.
Yep, he pretty much has nothing. Lich is looking good for Anxi as well. Level 3 with this, level 4 DK. Dark Ranger is out as well, buying a town portal. Big mana potion. Oh yeah, Anxi looking good here.
He's still only making ghouls. No gargs, no fiends, no worms, just ghouls.
Destroyer upgrade now. He should go like second crypt. He can afford it soon. Boom, there it is.
Ghoul versus ghoul battle here. That's pretty cool.
Remo. Can you please appreciate my mind control over Anxi?
Mind control. Damn. Very impressive, Neo. Very impressive indeed. Interesting how we moved away from hyper-aggression in the early game, where those two were just in each other's face, into just complete reverse opposite.
Yeah.
And to just creep up the entire map. So we mask now for the DK as well. Plenty of mana for that good sir, who finds himself on level 4 for Anxi. Level 3 Lich is always a big deal in Undead Mirror, especially when it comes to ghouls, and that has been reached by both sides.
Book of the Dead has been used and by PCG to harass a little, but there's 2 towers. Once the skeletons arrive, and he can also TP soon. There's a 3rd crypt even. For mass Gargs now, 14 minutes in. Did he see the army? I think he did. At least he will now. He sees, oh, you only got 1 fiend? Let me outmass you. It's gonna be fun.
PCG now with his own shade. So that's good he has detection now, but he still is way down in economy. I'd love to see just a frenzy ghoul battle. Just like 20 ghouls on each side, and then... Let's go, boys! But yeah, we see mostly Gargs now coming in.
Some updates from the other games, Remo.
Updates!
Sorry, defeated Shao Kai 2-0. Do you remember how we were praising Shao Kai after his mirror against Lucifer? Well, maybe he's not that great against Orc. Sorry, 2-0, and a good result for a Korean here. Thunder defeated Meteor in the Human Mirror, also with 2-0, making one of the best runs since his comeback, I think, Thunder.
Dude, wouldn't it be insane if Sari turns out to be actually pretty good? And then we have Linguagua, Hug, Sari, and who am I forgetting right now?
Ice Orc.
Ice Orc, that's right.
And Spiral.
Well, he's not from China, though.
He's not from China. He's also not that young anymore. But yeah, that would be insane. Time for Fly to pass the torch.
Who is the best orc in China right now?
Well, if you ask me, right? There's a pretty clear answer.
I mean, memes aside, it's pretty unclear at the moment.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. It's gonna be a big boy Frenzy Ghoul battle. Let's go. This is looking like Warcraft 3 back in 2008, boys.
So
Frenzy
much.
ghouls
Oh,
everywhere.
sick Nova here. This
Yeah.
one, not so much. That was pretty much the perfect Nova.
There's one heal scroll for Anxi, holding on to it still. The second Nova was a lot worse from PCG. He needs to have big-ass Novas to have a chance in this engagement, but he sees... Nope, never mind. Time to go back home.
Just so many kills already just from chasing him. And there's no return kills pretty much. There we go. Lich is almost out of mana. Ooh, that coil was last second, but I guess the ghoul follow-up is there. Ah, they're a little out of position. Now catching that fiend. Catching the next one. And he's not... Like, there's not enough fiends to snipe these Garks out of the air to make the kiting work and to have an equal army at some point. No. Just... No. It just doesn't work. There's a 12 supply difference. There is 2 gold mines for Anxi. Rock solid. 2-0.
There we go. That was much more one-sided than I thought it would be. I guess the first game was still pretty competitive, but the second one, can we call it a Clown Fiesta game 2? A little bit, right?
A little bit, yeah. So that's it for the lower bracket semifinal, and finally we are getting to the match that you've been waiting for, that you've been voting on. The next match here on this channel is gonna be Moon versus 14 Sway, the former world champion, the current vice champion of the world, against the hottest prospect in all of Chinese Warcraft. I can't wait. There's gonna be a lot of hype. Who's advancing to the round of 8? We will answer this question in 5 minutes. Stay tuned. Tell your friends. The 5th race is coming up.